Hello. There's been a fundamental change, as you may have seen. Good evening. Welcome. Hello. Welcome to the Swan. Your answer sheet should be live. We'll get started in 5 minutes. I trust you're all well, by the way. Thank you, Frankie. I think you mean magnificent, but never mind. I cut it myself as well, and I've done what can only be described as a poor job, which is surprising, isn't it? With my extreme motor skills and hairdressing ability combined, you'd have thought that would have been a success, but no. Good evening, Jim. How are we? I did it for the rod. That's what he said, didn't it, Rikishi? Yeah. I'm going to start questions in like 3 minutes. 25 to. In fact, I'm going to have this cigarette and then we're going to start. David Woodfine has basically promised to score a 42 today, so let us see. Maybe they'll deliberately aim for 42. Maybe they do that anyway. Who knows? Which Where are you claiming to be from today? Universally challenged. Is that like Alderney or something? I don't know. I don't know. Is it? I presume it's something of that order. In fact, this is difficult. Right. Thank you, Jersey. I'm going to count that as a reasonable effort. Oh, and Swan is here as well. Wow, lovely stuff. Yeah. So you've got, say, about 4 centimeters of cigarette left. Hello, Stephanie. Are you well? Some of you may have more experience of this than I do. The hair, a little bit. There's a tiny bit of hair. The back is a bit crunchy, almost. What have I done wrong, and how do I remedy it? Obviously, errors have been made. We're all Wednesday, Stephanie, after all. Conditioning. Okay. I did apply the product. It's got some horrible name. It makes it sound like you're dressing a wound, which isn't far off, to be fair. But I daubed that on. But it did say leave for 5 minutes, and I couldn't be asked, so it's probably that, isn't it? Right. Let's have a look. Okay, let's begin. Let us begin. And let us begin with question 16. Ladies and gentlemen, question 16, which is on TV. Who was the star of the programme Sick of It? Sick of It, it was called, in which he portrayed a fictionalised version of itself. It has so far enjoyed 2 seasons, unlike its audience. First aired in 2018, I think. Sick of It, the TV show. Who was the star creator and star as character as well? A fictionalised version of himself. Lemon Fanta, of course, the correct soft drink to drink when on a foreign holiday. What shall I use to indicate that there's a question afoot? Yeah, I haven't really prepared anything. It's the Sky Remote, madam. The Sky Remote is your question indicator today, and it is aloft now. which means it's time for question 17. Question 17, ladies and gentlemen, is on sport. And who, despite having a terrible record, a series of terrible records wherever he's gone, other than Watford, where he was all right, they're like more terrible records than, I don't know, than a Maroon 5 completist, has cast his spell of wretchedness, he's woven his web of wretchedness over the England under-21 team, who today were eliminated from the European under-21 championships. Who is the manager, presumably not for much longer, of the England under-21 football team, today eliminated after conceding an injury-time goal against Croatia? Who is that man? Question 18, ladies and gentlemen, is on the royal family, ladies and gentlemen. 11th in line of accession to the British throne is James, the Viscount Seven, who has worked hard for his title and privilege, despite only being 13, which does come with its own risks in that family. Who is the father of James, the Viscount Seven, 11th in line to the throne? Which member of the royal family is the father of James, the Viscount Seven, 13-year-old lad, 11th in line to the throne? Question 19, ladies and gentlemen, is on the ever popular cakes of Wikipedia round, ladies and gentlemen. The Springsteen joke now utterly abandoned. Confusingly, this starts with a sentence: blank, also simply blank, is a fruitcake consisting of sultanas, currants or raisins, glacé cherries, almonds, and candied orange peel or essence, cooked in a batter of flour, eggs, butter, and sugar. It's a cake. Although the name blank is mainly used in the UK, where recipes for it have been around since the 19th century, it is a variant of the pan dulce cake, which originated in 16th century blank as a Christmas cake. Unlike blank cake, traditional pan dulce includes pine nuts as a major ingredient and uses yeast as its raising agent, which requires several hours to rise like bread. This original form is now known as pan dulce alto, while a simpler variant, which uses baking powder, is known as pan dulce basso and is essentially the same as the blank sold in the UK, with a moist but crumbly texture. The term blank is also used to refer to two other blank-related cakes, neither of which are fruit cakes: blank cake, a light sponge cake, and pain de blanc, blank bread, which is a dense almond cake. So what cake is that, ladies and gentlemen? Blank, also known as blank, is a fruit cake consisting of sultanas, currants or raisins, glacé cherries, almonds, and candied orange peel or essence, cooked in a batter of flour, eggs, butter, and sugar. Although the name blank is mainly used in the UK, where recipes for it have been around since the 19th century, it is a variant of the pan dulce cake, which originated in 16th century blank the Christmas cake. Unlike blank cake, traditional pan dulce includes pine nuts as a major ingredient and uses yeast as its raising agent, which requires several hours to rise, like bread. This original form is now known as pan dulce alto, where a simpler variant, which uses baking powder, is known as pan dulce basso, and is essentially the same as the blank sold in the UK, with a moist yet crumbly texture. The term blank is also sometimes used to refer to two other blank-related cakes, neither of which are fruit cakes: blank cake, a light sponge cake, or pain de blanc, blank bread, a dense almond cake. What's the name of that cake? Question 20 is on films, ladies and gentlemen. I think my favourite type of person, probably in the whole world, is the sort of person who picks plot holes, in films like Back to the Future. Have no issue accepting a time-travelling car that can fly. No problem with that. But as soon as a girl remains asleep for too long, that's a problem. Of course, in the film Back to the Future, our hero Marty McFly, has to re-engineer the romance between his father, George McFly, and his mother. Who has what name? What is the name of Marty McFly's mum? Just the first name is fine. Thank you, those of you who have made donations, much appreciated. Those who wish to, others wish to, that will be as appreciated. It'll be an equal amount of appreciation. Probably slightly less so because you haven't really done it off your own bat now, have you? Orcs. Question 21 is on sausages. Ladies and gentlemen, sausages. Paul Mescal. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Mescal is an actor with fabulous range. 2018, of course, you probably remember this, his main role in 2018 in an advert for dairy sausages. Do you remember? The advert for dairy sausages? You won't do it on the Heading Island. He played a youth who would, after just one bite of a delicious dairy pork sausage, was minded to take on the world. He felt capable of taking on the world and everything it lent, every challenge it presented him. What I would do so is, if a bit of advice from an expert, eat more than one sausage, have like 6, then you can't be asked, much less hassle. He also starred, however, in the smash hit series Normal People. Do you remember the Normal People? The smash hit series Normal People, based on the novel Normal People by which woman? Who wrote the novel Normal People, on which the TV series Normal People was based? Good surname provision there, although it wasn't required. Question 22. Okay, what I'm going to give you here are 10 things which are seemingly unconnected, but on closer scrutiny by you average scrutineers revealed to have a single unifying theme. All you need to do is tell me what that theme is once spotted. Are these in order, by the way? So what links? Pat Butcher. The most common surname in France. It's a Wonderful Life. It's a wonderful film. Nathan Barley. A former Manchester United goal-scoring goalkeeper. A Lennox Lewis dodger. A firework of misleading origin. Malm, Hemnes, or Slattern. Predator. And the Monkeys. I'll give you those again. What links? Pat Butcher. The most common surname in France. It's a Wonderful Life. Nathan Barley. A former Manchester United goal-scoring goalkeeper. A Lennox Lewis dodger. A firework of misleading origin. Malm, Hemnes, or Slattern. Predator. And Monkeys. What links those things? Question 23, ladies and gentlemen. What is the name? I mean, obviously, working from home, we're all very experienced at this sort of thing now. What is the name of the Google Docs equivalent of Excel? What's the name of the Google Docs equivalent of Excel? What's it called? Good. Lovely stuff. Question 24, ladies and gentlemen. The bane of the nation shitters, it's fair to say, are without doubt the Andrex dogs, ladies and gentlemen, just mucking about. What breed, ladies and gentlemen, what breed are the Andrex puppies? Question 25, ladies and gentlemen. Flick it, spin it, pull it, twist it. Who do you think you are? No. Flick it, spin it, pull it, twist it. There's one instruction missing. Also the name of the product. What is it? Flick it, spin it, pull it, twist it. What? Also the name of the product, ladies and gentlemen. What is that item? Question 26 is on sport and rugby union, and some of you may have felt, ladies and gentlemen, that you had watched the 2021 Six Nations tournament, but you didn't. It didn't happen. Okay. Actually, it did, of course. Alan Wynne-Jones, ladies and gentlemen, no relation to Ken Wynne-Jones, became the most capped rugby union international of all time. Whom did he overtake? Whom did he overtake to become the most capped rugby union player of all time? Question 27, ladies and gentlemen, is on films. Which 2013 animated film, which featured the voices of Nicolas Cage, Emma Stone, Ryan Reynolds, and others, spawned a sequel titled A New Age, currently third in the US box office for 2021. It's set in a prehistoric past, but also with people. An animated film of 2013, ladies and gentlemen, which features the voices of Nicolas Cage, Emma Stone, Ryan Reynolds, amongst others, and has a recent sequel. I think it was actually the end of last year, but it's third in the box office charts for this year, subtitled A New Age, ladies and gentlemen. What was that film? Question 28. Some highbrow question has found its way in here. There's no place for this. Question 28 is on art and inspired by Cubism. Ladies and gentlemen, inspired by Cubism. Which art movement? The early 20th century was pioneered by the likes of Edward Wadsworth, but more notably Wyndham Lewis. Ladies and gentlemen, had a literary publication associated with the movement called Blast. What is the name of that art movement, ladies and gentlemen? Pioneered primarily by Wyndham Lewis, Edward Wadsworth, the other person associated with it. Mainly had a literary publication associated with it called Blast. This is heavily inspired by Cubism, hinting at brutalism as well. Question 29, ladies and gentlemen, is on logos. Which clothing company? Ladies and gentlemen, clothing company primarily aimed at young people, youngish people, also old people who haven't worked out how young they are yet, which is not at all young. Which clothing company has as its logo a seagull in flight? The company itself is now owned by Abercrombie and Fitch. It's now part of that umbrella brand now. Seagull in Flight, a clothing brand primarily aimed at younger people, like sort of young adults, I would say, or old teenagers, 16 to 25. Is that fair? Probably fair, isn't it? If you know what the answer is. Don't aim seagulls at young people, that'd be awful. Question 30, ladies and gentlemen, is on adverts. An approach which perhaps will not find current favour, ladies and gentlemen. Which brand of snacks were advertised using the slogan "Man Crisps"? Man Crisps, ladies and gentlemen. Don't try and lift them up with your feeble hands, women. Don't try and do that. Don't try and handle them. Handle the taste. You won't be able to. Man Crisps, these are, yeah. What brand is that? What brand of snack food is that? Right. Questions 31 to 40, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm looking for is the nation's top 10 favourite holiday companies. I'd say that's broad, both domestic and overseas. Travel brands is one. One of them is not really a holiday company at all. Travel brands, I think I would put it as. The top 10, ladies and gentlemen. So holiday brands, be it travel, transport, or more generally. Good. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do that. I don't. I mean, someone's just put a holiday company on. I mean, if that is a company, then I can see they'll have some popularity. But come on. Okay, I'll just wait for one team is just going through their 10, so I'll just wait for them. They're very nearly finished. And there's 4 points, ladies and gentlemen, covering the whole field. 4 points. Very close. And here's a question for the youngsters. Question 41. So this is such a gammon quiz sometimes, isn't it? Question 41. The Dexys Midnight Runner song, Because of You, ladies and gentlemen, was the theme tune to which sitcom starring Carl Howman as Jacko and Howard Lou Lewis as Elmo Putney, proprietor of the Pink Flamingo Wine Bar? So I'm so sorry. I feel like I should offer a question that's fair. The Dexys Midnight Runners, no apostrophe, their choice, not mine. Because of You was the theme tune to which sitcom, which starred Carl Howman in the role of Jacko, a bit of a ladies' man, and Howard Lou Lewis as Elmo Putney, not a bit of a ladies' man. The late Howard Lou Lewis. Question 42, ladies and gentlemen, is on politics. Nigel Farage, ladies and gentlemen, Nigel Farage has walked away from politics. He's walked away from politics, sadly, not directly into a landmine. And what was the name of the party he left in March this year? Not the one he founded. What was the name of the party he left, having walked away from politics? What was the name of it for a bit, probably? What was the name of that party? Question 43, ladies and gentlemen, is on films. You probably were of the films Ocean's 11, in which Billy Ocean tries to start a Sunday League team, and Ocean's 12 and 13 when substitutes are allowed. Also, Ocean's 8, ladies and gentlemen, which does the all or predominantly female cast, ladies and gentlemen. Who stars as the Ocean in Ocean's 8, notwithstanding a photo of George Clooney? Who stars as the Ocean in Ocean's 8? Question 44 is on video games. Ostensibly a collection of mini-games, ladies and gentlemen. Which title features amongst those mini-games things such as Trike Harder, Slapperazzi, Sizzling Steaks, Snack Attack, Barreling Along, Spheremongers, and Senseless Census? All of them amongst the many games in which title Trike Harder, Slapperazzi, Sizzling Steaks, Snack Attack, Barreling Along, Spheremongers, and Senseless Census amongst the mini games, which join forces to form which title? 2-word answers all I need. I don't need any prefix or suffix. Question 46 is on comedians, ladies and gentlemen. The award-winning mince pie, the cat that looked like Nicholas Lyndhurst, and the man with the flaming Battenberg tattoo are all touring shows and subsequent DVD releases. By which comedian, ladies and gentlemen? The award-winning mince pie, the cat that looked like Nicholas Lyndhurst, and the man with the flaming Battenberg tattoo. All comedy shows, touring shows, subsequent DVD commercial releases. By which comedian? Did I miss 40? I did miss 45, didn't I? Sorry, that's 46. And I'll ask 45 now. Sorry, Frankie. Thank you. What an idiot. Absolute idiot. Question 45, ladies and gentlemen, is on TV, literature primarily, but obliquely also TV and film. Ladies and gentlemen, the poem, "Oh, Captain, My Captain," written about Abraham Lincoln, was included in the collection Leaves of Grass by which American poet? "Oh, Captain, My Captain," written upon the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, was included in the collection Leaves of Grass by which American poet? So that's 45. If you put them in the wrong order, it'll be fine. Tell you what, proper close this. Question 47 is on sports, and sport is the best sport, which is cricket, which is probably enjoyable yesterday and today and won't be tomorrow. The cricketer Josh De Caires, ladies and gentlemen, Josh De Caires, Caires, scored 100 for Middlesex against Yorkshire yesterday, is the son of Isabel De Caires and her husband. Which former England captain, ladies and gentlemen? Josh De Caires, who scored 100 for Middlesex against Yorkshire yesterday, is the son of Isabel De Caires and her husband. Which former England cricket captain? This is quite funny. So, Spain are playing Kosovo today, and because of the Spanish situation with Catalonia, they basically refuse to acknowledge the existence of any other breakaway states like that. So they don't acknowledge Kosovo as a country. Who could be so small-minded as to do that? But they've put Kosovo on the score, whatever it's called, thing. But they've put it in lowercase, so it's just KOS, but in lowercase. ESP is in uppercase, and Kosovo just scored, and they've announced it as a goal for the Kosovan Football Association. They won't refer to just the country. Question 48 is on broadcasting, ladies and gentlemen. Similar to question time, other than it isn't actively intolerable and doesn't make me throw bricks through my television. What is the name of the Radio 4 series, first aired in 1948 and now presented by Chris Mason, in which politicians and notable figures face a grilling from an audience? What is that programme called? Very similar to question time, but it's on Radio 4. And first aired in 1948. What's it called? Question 49, ladies and gentlemen. There were four US state capitals named after former presidents, ladies and gentlemen. Of those capitals, which one was president earliest? So either the name of the capital or the name of the president is fine. But who was the earliest president of the four presidents who have state capitals named after them? I'm not including Washington in any sense. Well, he was president, I can't in that sense, but not Washington, in case you're thinking of going down that line. Don't. Erling Brute Haaland let himself go, hasn't he? No, that's the wrong thing. That's the right thing. Question 50, ladies and gentlemen, keeping it light for lockdown, ladies and gentlemen. The Milwaukee Cannibal, ladies and gentlemen, was a popular nickname given to which American serial killer that murdered 17 men and boys between 1979 and 1991. The Milwaukee Cannibal, ladies and gentlemen, a nickname for which American serial killer? It's fun. Question 51, ladies and gentlemen, is on foodstuffs. Which Scandinavian dish, ladies and gentlemen, a Scandinavian dish is made from dried cod pickled in lye, traditionally served in a white sauce with boiled potatoes, mashed green peas, melted butter, and fried bacon, and, as the cake previously, is part of the Christmas tradition. What is the name of that dish? A Scandinavian dish made from dried cod pickled in lye, traditionally served in a white sauce with boiled potatoes, mashed green peas, melted butter, and fried bacon, part of the Christmas tradition. Still, only 4 points between top and bottom, by the way. Incredible achievements. Especially as always, Amy and Dave. Question 52. Now, it's difficult, ladies and gentlemen, being of a certain age, to write TV questions, and all I really want to do is ask them about 1980s cartoons. Primarily, that's my foremost that's my go-to. But I do try to avoid it as often as possible. The title character of which 1980s cartoon series had enemies called Cactus Head, the cactus for a head, Tex Hex, and Stampede, allies called Doc Clayton and Judge McBride, a horse called 3030, and a comedy sidekick called Deputy Fuzz. Who is that title character, ladies and gentlemen? 1980s cartoon series that had enemies called Cactus Head, Tex Hex and Stampede, allies or pals or chums, to Doc Clayton and Judge McBride, a horse called 3030, and a comedy sidekick called Deputy Fuzz. Question 53, ladies and gentlemen, is on sport and football. Men's football. What links the World Cup winning teams of 1934, 1982, 2010, and 2018, and no others? 1934, 1982, 2010, and 2018. All those World Cup winning teams have something in common that no other ones do. What is that? Actually, a good Only Connect question is this. Speaking of which, I hope you all watched this series of Only Connect and saw. I mean, this one is basically the home. I've decided, and even though all these things happen independently of my involvement, basically it's the home of TV quizzing, isn't it? If you think about it. This one is not opening, by the way, on April the 12th, but may very well be in May, as soon as people are allowed inside. I haven't had an alcoholic drink this year, by the way. That's exciting, isn't it? Yeah. Don't like to go on about it. Question 54. Question 54 is on books, ladies and gentlemen. Described as an autistic savant, what is the pseudonym name of the author of a series of gay niche erotic short stories featuring romantic and sexual encounters with dinosaurs, imaginary creatures, anthropomorphized inanimate objects, and even abstract concepts, who has become a self-published Amazon sensation? He became a finalist for the Hugo Award, ladies and gentlemen, for his book, and this is relatively typical of his work, Space Raptor Butt Invasion. Who is that man? An incredible writer. A funny one, Nance. Question 55. I found this out today. It's great. Question 55 is on race relations and the Dutch. I don't know if you saw the report into whether this country is racist or not today. Apparently, we're not, because the people who accused of it said that they weren't. So we're not. It's fine. And anyway, we're more class divided than race divided. So look over there. Yeah, just look over there. Yep, bye. See you. This report brings to mind a Dutch saying, ladies and gentlemen, derived from an advertisement for a cleaning product, which was advertised with the tagline, "We, the people at blank, recommend blank." The blank being the same thing both times. It's used whenever a government clearly acts in its own self-interest or promotes its own agenda, or finds itself not guilty of charges. We, the people at blank, recommend blank. Well, blank is a domestic cleaning product, ladies and gentlemen, used in advertisements and used as a saying for that kind of sort of low-level corruption or finding favour in your own work. What is that pilot? And the last one, question 56, ladies and gentlemen, which word of 5 letters or more, one word, 5 letters or more, can be found in the title of hit singles by all of the following artists? Elton John, U2, Diana Ross, Shania Twain, Belle and Sebastian, and Dr. Dre. One word, 5 letters or more, found in the title of hit singles by Elton John, U2, Diana Ross, Shania Twain, Belle and Sebastian, and Dr. Dre. Dill, the years for the World Cup were 1934, 1982, 2010, and 2018. Get on with the music question. Lovely stuff. Three points in it, ladies and gentlemen. 10 minutes. And if anybody would like a funny football score, Germany 1, North Macedonia 2. That's the amusement value there. Okay, 5 minutes. Let me have a look. See how many questions have been answered correctly by no one. Two of the pictures. That's disappointing. So four blanks at the moment. Oh dear, too many. Three minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 3 minutes. One minute, ladies and gentlemen. 1 minute. Okay. So, time, ladies. Oh shit! Actually, no. Have a little while longer because I've forgotten to write a tiebreaker. What an idiot. Okay. Let's go. Here are your tiebreaker questions. So, I gave 100 of my friends 100 seconds to name any of the 50 top English Test match cricket run scorers, any TV series for which David Jason has an acting or voice credit, so not as himself, an acting or voice credit. Any of, according to Alexa, the web monitoring thing, any of the top 50 websites visited from the UK, so not all UK websites, but visited from the UK, or any country that has a Pacific coastline, a coastline on the Pacific. Does include overseas territories, but don't bother with them because none of them are right. So, the top 50 English Test match run scorers in Test match cricket, obviously men. They are all men. Women don't play enough Test matches. Any TV series which David Jason has an acting or voice credit. Any of the top 50 websites visited from the UK. Or any country with a Pacific coastline, which would include overseas territories, although I wouldn't bother with them because they're all wrong. And the jackpot is how heavy in grams is the world's heaviest ever turnip? How heavy in grams is the world's heaviest ever turnip? Very good. Very good answers coming in here. Okay, 3 more minutes. As ever, when you finish, do click on save and tick the 3 boxes and finish. It's a much better name for a country than actually, but actually has. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, I'm closing the quiz down in 10 seconds. Okay, setting. The quiz is over, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your answers. So the picture round. Picture round. First one was Gloria Hunniford. Then Philip Glenister, the advert. Then from this season of Taskmaster, and Man Down as well, Mike Wozniak. That's the quarterback Tom Brady. Rory Stewart, ladies and gentlemen. Sam Fox, ladies and gentlemen, specifically gentlemen. Then number 8. I mean, how many clues can I give you? It's Guy Fieri, ladies and gentlemen, but without his dyed hair. Number 9, the crew of Liam Ridgewell, ladies and gentlemen, who is not from Birmingham. I just can't believe that. There's 10, Tim Wheeler from Ash. 11, Mark Pudach, the TV presenter. 12 was Louise Fletcher, ladies and gentlemen. None of you got that. Louise Fletcher. There's Nurse Ratched. Then it was Rachel Blackmore, the champion jockey of the Cheltenham Festival. There's Wiley, ladies and gentlemen, the virulent anti-Semite Wiley. Then it's Hamilton Academic Als. And then Joker in the Pack, ladies and gentlemen. Hamilton Academicals, which isn't even their name. Terrible. I was short. Sorry. And Joker in the Pack. 16. The sick of it, ladies and gentlemen, stars Carl Pilkington. 17, the manager of England under-21s is A.D. Boothroyd, a man whose tactics are so outdated he should be called B.C. Boothroyd. 18 as Prince Edward, ladies and gentlemen, relatively safe. 19 as Genoa Cake. Of course I do, look at me. 20 is Lorraine Baines, as one team said, unnecessary but accurate. 21, Sally Rooney. 22, Pat Butcher, of course, played by Pam St. Clements. The most common French surname is Martin, Saint Martin. It's a Wonderful Life feature. The main character is George Bailey. Bells of St. Bailey's. Nathan Barley, ladies and gentlemen, of course, was a Shoreditch twat. St. Bells of Shoreditch. Former Manchester United goalscorer goalkeeper was Alex Stepney, not Peter Schmeichel, Alex Stepney, Bells of Stepney. Lennox Lewis Dodger was called Riddick Bowe, the Bells of Bowe. And then the candle, the firework was a Roman candle. Malm, Hemnes, and Slatton are all IKEA beds. The Predator, of course, would encourage you to get to the chopper. And the Monkeys, well, the Predator wouldn't do that. He would, but Arnie in Predator. And the Monkeys, of course, released the film Head, ladies and gentlemen. So that's Oranges, Lemons, Cedar Bells of St. Clement, St. Martin, the Old Bailey of Shoreditch, of Stepney, Bow, and then here's a candle to take you to bed, and here is a chopper to chop off your head. Oranges and lemons, ladies and gentlemen. 23. Google sheets. Sheets. The answer there. 24. The Labrador Retrievers. 25. Bop It. The most irritating toy on earth. Bop It. 26. Richie McCaw. It's a previous record holder. 27. The Croods is that film. 28. The art movement was Vorticism. 29. Hollister was that company. And 30. Man Crisps were McCoy's, of course. The top 10 you could have had in order: Expedia, Thomson Holidays, Disney Holidays, no one got that, Centre Parks, British Airways, Virgin Holidays, EasyJet, SeaWorld Holidays, no one got that, P&O Ferries, and TUI. The sitcom theme was Brushstrokes, ladies and gentlemen. Nigel Farage left Reform UK. They were called. I did upset the Reform Party. 43. Sandra Bullock, ladies and gentlemen. 44. All Money Games in Mario Party. 45. From Dead Poets Society and Breaking Bad, of course. Walt Whitman, ladies and gentlemen. 46. Rod Gilbert was the comedian with those tours. 47. He's the son of Mike Atherton. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Atherton. 48. The radio program is Any Questions. 49. Jefferson City, Missouri, which is who's the third president of the USA, Thomas Jefferson. Madison was the fourth. Yeah, fourth. James Madison, Monroe, John Quincy Adams. Yeah. The Milwaukee Cannibal was Jeffrey Dahmer. 51, that foodstuff is Lutefisk. It's called Lutefisk. 52, Brave Star, ladies and gentlemen, Brave Star. 53, well done to the team that got this. The World Cup winners of 34, can't remember his name, 1982, captained by Dino Zoff. 2010, captained by Iker Casillas. And 2018, captained by Hugo Lloris. The only 4 teams to have goalkeepers as their captains, ladies and gentlemen, to win it. 54, Chuck Tingle is the writer there. Do look into his work, it's tremendous. 55, we, the people at Toilet Duck, recommend Toilet Duck. This is there. 56, the word is still, ladies and gentlemen, still. I'm still standing, still haven't found what I'm looking for, I'm still waiting, you're still the one. Shania Twain, the blues are still blue, Van Sebastian, still Dre. Music questions. First one was Mama Cass with Make Your Own Kind of Music. And it was Slade with The Banging Man. Altered Images with Don't Talk to Me About Love. Tina Arena, somewhat unfairly, In Chains. Then it was James Morrison, who is the third best James Morrison in the music industry. The best one is Jim Bob from Carter. Then James Morrison, who played at the opening ceremony of the 2000 Olympics. Then it's that James Morrison, then Daylight, and then Jim Morrison from The Doors, who were bad. Then Michael Bublé with It's a Beautiful Day, ladies and gentlemen. Next one was Boots Randolph with Yakety Sax. Denise Williams with That's What Friends Are For. And Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians, ladies and gentlemen, with What I Am. Khalees with Caught Out There. That song is called Caught Out There. Sarah Bareilles with Love Song. And Ollie Murs and Demi Lovato with Up. I did, because I'm generous, just allow you just have to have Ollie Murs because it was primarily him, but Lovato did come in at the end. The countries which nobody said, some surprising answers here. El Salvador, the Marshall Islands, Nicaragua, both Koreas, and Vietnam. The cricket, you could have had some well-known names here. Cyril Washbrook, Maurice Leyland, Moeen Ali, ladies and gentlemen. Moeen Ali. Stuart Broad, ladies and gentlemen, who averages like 18, but is in our top 50 run scores. Graham Hick and Tom Graveney, the great Tom Graveney. The David Jason programs, a few pointless answers here. You could have had Doraemon, Little Einsteins, The Royal Bodyguard, well, I don't know who got that, Albert's Memorial, Diamond Geezer, Ghost Boat, The Quest, The Second Quest, The Final Quest, Dora the Explorer, he provided a voice for, March in Windy City, which I've never heard of, The Snow Queen, The Legends of Treasure Island, Porterhouse Blue, surprisingly nobody said, The Odd Job, which was a Ronnie Barker thing, Lucky Fella, yeah, The Top Secret Life of Edgar Briggs, White Cargo, His Lordship Entertained, Under Milk Wood, he was, what was he called? No Good Boyo in Under Milk Wood, 2 Ds and a Dog, which could be anything, Counter-Strike, which could be anything, and he was also in Crossroads, ladies and gentlemen. And the websites, and I don't know why, but for some reason, the University of the Highlands and the Islands is one of the top 50 most visited websites. No idea why. Something called varzesh3.com, roblox.com, sportbible.com, apparat.com, fandom.com, and then have a look at yourselves. Livejasmine.com, naughty. Chatterbait.com, very naughty, and extremely naughty, I presume. Bongocams.com. I'm actually on that right now, like appearing. Hi. And the heaviest ever turnip was 29 kilograms, which is 29,000 grams, ladies and gentlemen. Your leaderboard. In 5th place, ladies and gentlemen, but with a score of 43, is Amy and Dave. In 4th place, with 44, £5 down the Swanee. In 3rd place, the Chords with 46. In 2nd place with 50, No Effing Pub. And in 1st place with 54, Universally Challenged. A round of applause. It was very, very close, all equal down into the music, although some other answers did come in, obviously. Thank you all for taking part. Lovely stuff. It's going to be minging next week, so there may be some more people involved. Thank you for your donations. If you'd like to make one, the link is in all the chats and everything. Thank you very much. There'll be another quiz the same time next week. I'll see you later. Your vegetable estimates have improved. Well, not so. I'd like to hang around and understand that process. I haven't eaten, so I'm away. Bye bye.